speaking of color, we'll have a big fashion show coming up later in the program, and also Meyer Berger, who will review 50 years on Fifth Avenue. So stay with us, won't you? And we'll continue after hearing a famous vocal quintet, the Fred Scott Family, and Easter Parade.
The following rendition of Easter Parade may not be a hit recording, but years from now, the Scott household will consider it a classic. Just listen to the five Scotts now as they blend in perfect harmony on a Pentron tape recording made just this morning. Well, it's great fun. And along with our picture albums, we now have the Scotts in sound from their first word to the last word in rock and roll. Each member of the family has a different use for our Pentron tape recorder. Barbara Ann uses it for her piano progress, and Buddy, or Freddie Jr., uses it for speech improvement. And my wife's position as PTA secretary is made easier with recordings of their meetings. As for me, my music library is all on tape. Music that I pick up from radio, TV. Music that I've transcribed from records. All these are now in my tape library, thanks to my Pentron tape recorder. And here are the three latest Pentrons being offered at Willoughby's. The excitingly budget-priced Mercury, and the two-speaker Champion, and the Aristocrat, the ultimate in high-fidelity recorders, with 4 speakers. Take your choice according to your needs and budget. There's a Pentron tape recorder for everyone. Look for these fine features. Finger flight single knob control. Even a child can operate it. Extended range speaker systems, as many as 4 speakers for true sound separation. Automatic index counter to locate any selection instantaneously. Accurate record level indicators. Takes all the guesswork out of recording. Stereo magic. Each of the 3 Pentron models are available in breathtaking stereophonic sound. Pentron's beauty, operating simplicity, and exclusive design make it completely unlike any recorder in the world. See and hear it at Willoughby's. Then choose the Pentron that suits you best. Pay in cash or take a year to pay on Willoughby's convenient payment plan.
This is WABD, Channel 5, New York.
Welcome back to Easter 58. Once again, a look at Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue in the rain. We're enjoying a brunch here at the Gotham Hotel at 55th and Fifth Avenue. As you can see, there are not very many paraders outside, but most of the joy of Easter is with us today. And let's join Phyllis Battelle and her guest, Sammy Kaye. Phyllis?
Hi, Sammy.
Phyllis, how are you this morning?
I'm just fine. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Did you know, Sammy, that this is the 25th anniversary of the song Easter Parade?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, it is, and we tried to get Irving to come on the show, but, you know, he's a very modest man, and he said he'd rather not. But I understand.
I'd be very happy to talk about it. Wonderful songs.
Yeah. Well, aren't you
Excuse
one
me,
of the
Phyllis.
first ones who ever recorded it?
I don't think I was the first. I think probably, my memory doesn't fail me, I think Crosby probably recorded it first.
How does someone get first crack at a great song?
Well, we don't know it's a great song until after it's recorded, because actually White Christmas was in a far picture and talking about Berlin.
Yeah.
And that song was recorded and the song became a big hit. I mean, one of the greatest hits of all time. And still the picture meant nothing.
Uh-huh.
So we don't know a song is a great song until it's presented.
You weren't offered Easter Parade and turned it down first, were you?
No, I wasn't recording 25 years ago.
Oh, that's wonderful. How long have you been in the band business?
Since, well, it's over 20 years now. Almost 25, I guess. I left school in 33, so it would make it 25 now.
Uh-huh.
but I didn't get to New York to record till about 1939.
What do you think about rock and roll? I know you've been asked this question a million times. And swing and sway is so different from rock and roll. I just wondered, how long is this thing going to last?
Well, I think it's going to last for a while. I see nothing too wrong with it. I think some of the rock and roll numbers are pretty bad, but it seems that right now they seem to be going over to perhaps a little better songs and still doing them in the rock and roll style. For instance, Who's Sorry Now, I just mentioned that, and a song called Billy, that's the other number. These are
I heard that the other day. Yeah.
old standards. They're real fine songs, and they use them as rock and roll numbers, but at least they're better songs.
Well, it seems like I've been writing and on good authority, I've been interviewing musical experts for about 3 years now. And each year they've said that rock and roll is practically out. And I think there's some older folks like myself who would like to see it go.
Phyllis, actually, I don't want to see it go. I'm a dance band leader, and I think that the advent of rock and roll was an indication by the youngsters that they wanted to go back to dancing. There was an era there where singers recorded ad-lib. There was no beat. And gradually, someplace along the line, somebody made what we call rock and roll records, or started with one, and they accepted it, indicating that they wanted to dance. Of course, that to me was delightful, and that the Roosevelt, why we play rock and roll numbers and play them just as loud as anybody. I'm sure that Lombardo turns over in his restaurant when we play them.
Well, thanks so much, Sammy, and now I'll turn it back to Art Van Horn.
Thank you, Phyllis.
Sammy Kaye has been playing Easter Parade for 25 years. The Fifth Avenue Association is more than 50 years old. Sammy's got a long ways to go. You should know that 60 years ago, Charles Willoughby, founder of the store that bears his name, set forth these policies, still in effect today. Let's hear from Fred Scott.
This we believe. We believe that a store exists for the customer and not the customer for the store. We believe that every customer is fully entitled to the consideration of courtesy, respect, and service. We believe that to deal fairly with our customers is an obligation which we should never forget. We believe that every statement we make in our advertising should be a true representation of the facts. At Willoughby's, we believe that misrepresentation is harmful, not only to our customers, but equally harmful to us. We believe that a bargain is not a bargain unless quality and service. If we run a sale, it must offer prices not ordinarily available. We believe that when we advertise an item or items, we should have sufficient stock for normal demand. We believe that when we accept the customer's money cheerfully, we should, when required, refund it just as cheerfully. We believe that when anything is wrong, that we should make it right quickly and graciously. We believe that our prices should be entirely competitive, and we strive to make them so at all times. Yes, these are the beliefs of Willoughby's, the beliefs that have made this the world's largest camera store at West 32nd Street in New York City.
The Easter brunch, and some more of the entertainment celebrities who are here with us today. Miss Jane Kean, who's appearing at the Copa and is one of the great entertainers of our time. And Jane, really now,
Really?
how do you feel about doing so many imitations of people? Are you always sure who you are or how you're going to talk when you answer a question? Do you ever go into one of the characters?
Well, I very often do find it that way, that it just slips out sometimes.
I thought maybe I could trap you into something like that.
You twisted my arm.
But how does it feel to be working as you might say a single? You're no longer working with your sister.
Well, I'm having a great deal of fun. This new act is kind of a challenge to me, and as much as I'm dancing a lot more than I used to, and I'm singing straight songs, and I've added quite a few more impressions than I used to do in my act with Betty.
Who is the hardest person to try to imitate and to do an impression of?
That I do in my
Yes.
act? Well, possibly Judy Garland at the moment.
Is that because of her notoriety, do you suppose?
No, her voice has changed since the time she started in pictures. And I am doing an impression of her as she did in her early days. The Over the Rainbow time.
How do you do? Do you get records as she sung them in the old days?
Yes, I have some of her old recordings. And I see the old pictures on television. That's a help.
Well, it is indeed. And speaking of television...
And old pictures. I got the message, Father.
All right, Wendy Berry.
Happy Easter.
Be a good bunny.
I will.
How did that start?
Oh, there was a little boy aged 6 who wouldn't finish his dinner unless I said, be a good bunny. So we have a bunny club now with about 20,000 members. The president is about 7, the treasurer is 6. I'm engaged to the treasurer because he can tap the till. It's very healthy.
Oh, Wendy, how do you feel, though, about seeing some of your movies on television?
Well, I'm so tired of seeing them on the Late Late Show that I'm going back to California to make a new one.
Good.
And everybody tells me how cute I was, but they didn't tell me how cute I was then. Now they tell me. It's a little late. Incidentally, Art, I've been working on this Easter Seal project, you know. It's a benefit for the preschool center for handicapped kids, like my little chum, Nancy D'Angelo here. Nancy and I have been to Idlewild and all over. Nancy, you want to say Happy Easter to everybody? You said silly, Bill. Anyhow, we're having a big premiere this Wednesday night at the Roxy. It's a picture called The Windjammer. Who's in it?
Gee, don't ask me.
I don't even know, but I'm going. And of course, all the money from the benefit goes to our preschool center for handicapped children. And incidentally, if any of you want tickets, just go to the box office at the Roxy or call Columbus 57460. And please, what's the matter, sweetheart? Oh, my old crew is here. The little girl, look into the camera, sweetheart, will you? That's the girl.
Didn't she, doll?
Columbus 57460, Wednesday night at the Roxy Theater. Please go. Will you be a good bunny and all go buy tickets?
Because Easter Seals continue to buy health for handicapped children. You know, Easter is here, and some of us think that Easter is gone, but handicapped children are with us all the time, and you can help. So, no matter whether Easter is over or not, give to Easter Seals. Thank you so much, honey. Would you say goodbye or Happy Easter to us?
Yeah. May I tell Phyllis that I think she's a wonderful woman?
Thank you very much.
Because I'm fighting these awful sad sex-chemise things, too. I want us to look like girls. And listen, you better ask me where I got this beautiful one, and you better send every girl down there to Harvey Barron's this summer. He's got clothes. Children, you don't buy anybody else's. They're the greatest.
Wendy, we're non-commercial today. This is a non-commercial
Maybe
Easter.
what you are, but this is my home stable, you know, Dumont. I could be...
I know it, and they're wonderful. And
They're all wonderful.
And speaking of Phyllis, let's join her now.
Okay.